Welcome to the Akashic Library.
Have you ever felt like you're just a passenger in your own life? Like you're being carried along by things that happen to you instead of you being the one at the wheel? Well, today we're going to dig into a really powerful idea that puts you right back in the driver's seat. It's all about how the life you have is actually the life you've chosen. So let's start with a phrase I'm sure you've seen a million times online. I don't know who needs to hear this, but it always feels like a personal wake-up call, right? Well, the big idea we're unpacking today is exactly that. It's a fundamental truth that's so easy to overlook, but once you see it, it really changes everything. All right, so here's the core idea. The premise is this. Your life isn't just some random series of events. It's an equation. And you're the one writing it every single day with every single choice you make. Just think about that for a second. Your health right now, your job, the relationships you're in, even your state of mind. None of it is an accident. It's the sum total, the accumulated result of thousands of decisions, big and small, that you've made up to this very moment. See, every single decision is like a building block. The choice to hit the snooze button, or to make that phone call you've been putting off, or to learn that new skill. Each one just stacks right on top of the last. And look, this isn't about blaming yourself for past choices. Not at all. It's about recognizing the incredible power you hold in your very next one. So, okay, if our lives are just the sum of our decisions, then what's driving those decisions in the first place? Well, it turns out it pretty much boils down to two fundamental and totally opposite forces. And here they are. It's a pretty stark choice, isn't it? Every single thing you decide to do, from what you eat for breakfast to huge life-changing moves, it's all born from one of these two places. You're either moving forward from a place of love and trust, or you're shrinking back from a place of fear. And this is where it gets really powerful, because each of these paths leads to drastically different places. When you make a decision from love, trusting your gut, believing in your own worth, you tend to create outcomes that just prove you were right to trust yourself. But a decision from fear of failing, fear of what people will think, that so often creates the very situation you were terrified of in the first place. So this brings us to the actual mechanism at work here. See, these choices aren't just one-off events. They create these incredibly powerful feedback loops that literally shape your reality. Let's take a look at how these cycles actually get built. Okay, here's the fear loop in action. Let's say you avoid applying for a new job because you're afraid you're not qualified. So what happens? You stay put, which reinforces that little voice in your head that says you're not good enough, which then makes you even more afraid to try for something better next time. You see how that works? You've just built a self-perpetuating cycle of fear. But, and this is the best part, the exact opposite is also true. This is where your power is. The love loop works the same way, just in an amazing positive direction. You decide to trust yourself and you speak up in that meeting. Your idea gets a great response. Well, that experience builds your confidence, right? It reinforces your state of trust, and it makes it so much easier to speak up again in the future. You're building momentum. So the big question is, how do you break out of a negative cycle and kickstart a positive one? It's actually not about some massive, overwhelming life change. The solution is much, much smaller, it's more immediate, and it's way more powerful than you think. And let's be real for a minute, it can feel completely overwhelming. You might be looking at your life right now, the sum of all those past decisions, and just thinking, this is too big to fix. The situation you're in today might feel like it's set in stone. But this is the pivot. This is the entire point. You don't have to change your circumstances overnight. You just have to change the next decision you make. That right there, that's your point of power. It's not in the past, it's right here in this very moment with the choice that's right in front of you. So this is the question to carry around with you. The next time you have a choice to make, big or small, just pause for a second. Ask yourself, is this coming from love, from trust, from a desire to grow? Or is it coming from fear, from a feeling of scarcity and a need to play it safe? Just being aware of where it's coming from, that's the most important step you can possibly take. So what does this all lead to in the end? What's the ultimate outcome? It's a really simple, direct connection between the inner world of your choices and the outer world of your life. It really just boils down to this. This isn't about making perfect decisions, because there's no such thing. It's about their quality, where they come from. If you consistently choose from a place of love and trust, you will, inevitably, create a higher quality of life for yourself. It's just simple cause and effect. And that leaves us right here with this one final powerful question. It's not a question about yesterday or about some distant future. It's for right now. Knowing that every choice you make builds your reality, what will your very next one be? Will it come from love or will it come from fear? The equation of your life is waiting for your answer.
The biggest financial mistake isn't how you spend, it's how you think about abundance itself. Next, find unchanging truth in the certainty principle.